Hello guys, good evening. This is Mike Padua and we're back to our latest update on Tropical Storm Neneng with international name Nesat. This is for this early morning of Sunday, October 16, 2022. And this is our English version brought to you by Typhoon2000 in partnership with Nara College Foundation and Aboitiz Power. Let's proceed now with our latest update. Here's the fast animation from Tropical Tidbits. This is the Imagery 8 infrared satellite loop. You can clearly see the purple color of the convection of the circulation of tropical storm Nesat or Neneng, which became a tropical storm as it approaches the Babuyan Group of Islands. Right now, the center is somewhere here along the coastal waters of Camiguin Island over the Babuyan Group. This is another Camiguin Island, not the one near Mindanao. So no worries over folks down there in Mindanao. So this is currently passing now over that island, and it is likely to move across Babuyan Group through noontime. So for this, so at this time until noontime, it will traverse these areas of the Babuyan. So those purple color are experiencing heavy to intense rainfall. Okay, and it's now affecting Ilocos provinces, Northern Cagayan. That's why since yesterday we are forecasting heavy rainfall along these areas of extreme northern Luzon. I hope you guys are all prepared, okay? Particularly those living in hazard-prone areas like floods and landslides. Not much of the storm surge and high winds since this is just a minimal tropical storm with winds of 75 kph, but it is expected because of decreasing wind shear or upper level winds. The areas over the western Babuyan Group will be experiencing winds of up to 100 kph as it is expected to intensify more to 85 from 75 kph. And then by tomorrow evening it will be over the West Philippine Sea or over the western edge of the Balintang Channel on its way towards the South China Sea. So it's currently moving at the normal pace of the 19 or 18 kph, and only these areas of extreme northern Luzon, Ilocos provinces, Cagayan Valley will be experiencing heavy rainfall brought about by the system. By the way, the rainfall within the circulation, if you are moving together with this tropical cyclone, the accumulated rainfall for 24 hours is around more than 500 millimeters. So just imagine, since it's moving at 19 kph, it's likely that these areas will have rainfall around 100 to 300 millimeters within 24 hours. So it will create some flooding, flash floods, as well as mudslides and landslides if ever the slopes of these mountainous regions are soaked enough to create this kind of landslides. Okay, so the system is expected to eventually become a typhoon once it moves out of the Philippine area responsibility by tomorrow evening or early Monday. So improving weather will be expected across extreme northern Luzon beginning Monday until Tuesday. Okay, so we're gonna show to you other images or satellite loops of this cyclone. Let me push here. Okay, this is now from the windy.com. This is the night vision imagery. Those white clouds are the heaviest of the convection of this tropical storm. So let's switch it to blue image. It's already 2:30 in the morning, and right now the system is currently over this area. Okay, there might be a possibility of the relocation more to the north. Okay, and then so nevertheless, even if the system pass over here or north of Calayan, we expect some heavy to intense or extreme rainfall across these areas. So please take all necessary precautions. So that's the blue image. If we switch to infrared, so those dark, deep maroon colored shade of this circulation, underneath that are very heavy rainfall caused by this tropical storm. Lucky enough, it's not a typhoon, so only heavy rainfall and the threat of flooding and landslides will be the problem of this tropical system. Now let's take a look at the radar image. This is from rainviewer.com, and they get this data feed from our Pag-asa radar system. So if we post this, let's move it backwards. So this is the current image until 2:30, as you can see, because 2:40 is already a forecast image, not the real thing. Okay, so the system is somewhat very near over the northeast part of Cagayan. As you can see a signature of the eye. Okay, not yet a pure eye, just a beginning of a lower level eye feature of this tropical storm. It's likely currently intensifying, and there's also a possibility of vorticity hot towers, meaning that the cloud tops of this thunderstorm embedded within the southern circulation of this, or southern central dense overcast of this tropical storm, is negative 60 to 80 degrees centigrade. So it means if we have very super cold tops, it's likely that this system is still intensifying. So hot vorticity tops will create very intense rainfall below that circulation, and expect some mesovortices. These are very small tornadoes, okay, within the developing eye wall of this tropical storm, and I won't be surprised if this will become a severe tropical storm within the next few hours. So folks, if you're living along the coastal waters of Northern Cagayan, please take all necessary precautions, particularly over Apayao, since you're within the southern quadrant of this tropical storm. So take all necessary precautions. Okay, so these red ones are intense. You can see here on the legend. Here's the light rain, moderate rain, intense or heavy to intense. Okay, and then the rest are experiencing moderate to at times heavy rainfall. And here's the track of Neneng from Typhoon 2000, track number 4. So by tomorrow evening, it will be out of the Philippine responsibility. So that will be a relief, since it will slightly accelerate. And again, it will create some southwesterly dive, okay, towards the southern coastal waters of Hainan come Thursday, October 20. So that will be the forecast. It's either it will make landfall here or here. By the way, the island of the Babuyan, we call this minor landfall. So there might be some minor landfalls over these areas of the Babuyan, particularly Camiguin, and also the western and some of the western smaller islands of Babuyan. And Calayan is not yet free, okay, on the track of this system. So they might get hit, if ever, a slow or a slight jog to the northwest on the track of this tropical storm. And there you go, it will become a severe tropical storm before moving out of the PAR and eventually becoming a typhoon up to category 2 status on the Monday, October 17. Okay, it's a typical La Nina event, okay, because during La Ninas, tropical cyclone tend to intensify over the West Philippine Sea or South China Sea area. Here's the Asian tracks from the multi tracker courtesy of Typhoon2000.ph. All of them agree that the storm will pass over the Babuyan Group. Okay, and the diameter of this system is around 600 kilometers, and the tropical storm force winds is around 500 kilometers or 250 kilometers in radius. For the rainfall accumulation from windy.com, this is from the European model. This is valid for the next 3 days. Let's reverse it first over the next 24 hours. So this is now caused by the tropical storm. So northern Ilocos Norte, Apayao, and northern Cagayan will get the brunt of this rainfall of this storm, and for the next 3 days it will move here over the West Philippine Sea. If we check other areas of the Philippine Islands, so Mimaropa, Western Visayas, and Western Mindanao or Zamboanga Peninsula to be exact, will have some isolated rain showers and thunderstorms. This is mainly due to the enhancement of a slight southwesterly wind flow, no longer the monsoon, since we are going into transition periods. Up here is more of a northeast monsoon, okay, blowing that way over western Taiwan. Other areas like Eastern Visayas, Bicol region, Metro Manila, Central Luzon will have good weather, but there will be some chances of isolated rain showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon or evening or during the early morning. Okay, right now we are experiencing some very light drizzles pouring here in Naga City and other portions of Camarines Sur. Let me check this out. Okay, here's the before we leave you, here's the fast animation from University of Wisconsin tropical cyclone page to give you a summary of what's the situation in and around the Philippine Islands. Oh, by the way, we don't have any graphical satellite analysis during tropical cyclone activity, especially during landfalling cyclones. We are not issuing GovSat, since this is only a special feature of this website, because since there's no typhoon, we create this graphical analysis to show to you what will be upcoming, okay, when it comes to tropical cyclone activity, since we have a tropical cyclone. So we are going to create if we have time. Okay, right now we are 24/7 doing all the updates. For the past 2 days I only slept for 2 hours. I need to have some nap after this. So there we go, the swirling storm over Babuyan. We have the light southwesterly wind flow here over Visayas, Mimaropa, Western Mindanao, extending across Marianas and Palau, Yap area. And we have here another system. This is a subtropical cyclone, 91W. 21W is no longer there. 22W or tropical storm Songka is already gone. It dissipated over the mountains of Laos. So far, this is an area of interest. This converging southwesterly winds west of Marianas. This might be the next one that we are going to watch for the next 5 days. It's a question mark still, but the computer models are forecasting it to go here. Then it will dive again towards Luzon or northern Luzon. That's the sad news that I can give to you right now, as early as now. Based on the forecast, next Friday we have another one, but let's hope it's just an LPA or just a trough. But so far, that's the latest for this early morning of Sunday. have a blessed one for this Sunday, and let's all hope and pray that people of extreme northern Luzon, Cagayan Valley, Ilocos provinces are all safe and away from any flood-threatening effects of this tropical cyclone. This has been Mike Padua, and I'll see you again later tonight, or if not, on Monday, if our body can still do these updates. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and have a nice day.